Hello and welcome to the first session of Java video tutorials. In this session, I will be um, starting with the topic of identifiers in Java. So let's begin with the topic. And so the basic question is, what is identifiers in Java? A name in Java program is called an identifier, which can be used for identification purpose. Very simple thing. It can be a method name or variable name, class name or label name. We will be discussing each and every thing like method name, variable name, class name or label name in detail in later video sessions. Say for example, to explain more about identifiers, I have a program written onto the screen which says class test. Class is a keyword. A keyword is something which we cannot use out for our own requirements. It has certain meanings, some special meanings, so we must know what that keyword is all about and what it can do. So keyword is something different from an identifier. Test is an identifier because this is used inside the program, and it is the choice of the user. Say I do not want to have test, I can use demo, but for now let's take it as test. I'm sorry, test. So test is an identifier. Public is also a keyword. Static and void are also keywords, whereas main is an identifier in the Java program. String and args are also identifiers. X over here is also an identifier, right? So X here is an identifier. So um, in total I have test 1, main 2, string 3, args 4 and X 5 identifiers available inside this program. So that is what identifier is. It's very simple definition. There is no complications related to it. Next comes the rules related to identifier namings. So there are 5 to 6 rules that we will be discussing here. So the only characters in Java identifiers are lowercase letters A to Z, uppercase letters A to Z, 0 to 9 digits, and special symbols include dollar and underscore. So to verify these facts, the rule 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take certain identifier names and see if this rule really works out. So let's take an integer type of data where I say A and Z 0 9, and then there is a dollar and then there is a underscore, and I give it a value 10. So it, according to the rule, it should be a valid identifier name. What I do is I also print it out onto the screen so that it should give me the value that is available with the identifier AZ09 dollar underscore. So this is a simple program which is going to print something onto the command prompt. Command prompt is this black screen. So Java C, and the name of the program is test.java. It's going to compile fine. To run the program, Java and then test, and 10 is printed onto the screen. To make it clear that I really am using this program, let's change the value to 100 and then again compile, because I have changed the program value. So I need to compile it once again, and then we will be running it one more time and see that the value is changed over here from 10 to 100. So this is a valid identifier name. Say for example, apart from dollar and underscore, I use star sign. Then I also provide star sign over inside the printing statement, and then once again I have to compile the program, and it's going to flag two errors, that star semicolon expected and star is not identified. So it means that apart from dollar and underscore, star is not used. Similarly, we can verify all the other characters as well. So this is rule 1. Now coming to rule 2. Rule 2 says identifiers cannot start with a digit. It means if I want to name an identifier and I start with some digits, say 2, and I try to print the same onto the screen as well, then it should give me an error if the rule is not wrong, and it's again going to be 4 errors, right? Why? Because 2 is at the beginning, so it has listed down 4 errors anyway. So this is point number 2, which is also verified over here. So I am reverting back to the correct identifier name. And then rule 3 says Java identifiers are case sensitive. Of course, Java language itself is treated as case sensitive programming language. So case sensitivity means let's remove and take some sensible identifier name. Number is valid because caps lock or capital letters are allowed, small letters are allowed. I take another value, say 999 for number, and then I am going to take another value, say I take number equals to 88888. Okay, I have taken number 3 times, and the third rule says that Java is case sensitive. It means if the case is different, then Java is going to treat these 3 numbers differently, and it should not give us any kind of error. It means it should not give us any kind of duplicacy error that, oh, you have used number so many times and we cannot use that. So it should be different for Java, although it's same for a human being, that it's a number, it's a plain number, but it should be different. So I will be printing all these 3 values which are available inside number with different cases. I'm sorry, system.out.println, just me do this number. Okay, we are done saving the file, and then off to compilation. Okay, the program compiles fine. Let's see if this is the real one, and we can see the values as 100, 99 and 888, 999 and 888, right? So these 3 are treated differently. Now say I use a similar one with a different value, then the compiler is going to flag an error saying that we have used an already defined identifier. So let's once again, okay, I have saved it or not? Yeah, let's save it for clarity. And compilation is not fine because it says number is already defined. So number is there, is defined twice. So it means only duplication error will be coming into picture when we use exactly same words or exactly same identifiers. So let me remove this so that the program compiles fine next time and I do not waste time rectifying the errors. 5. We cannot use reserved words as identifiers. Right. Reserved word is something which has special meaning in Java. It means when we use those words, then that word is going to do some particular function related to Java program. Say if is a reserved word, switch is a reserved word, and there are approximately 53 reserved words in Java. So we will be discussing about all those reserved words, but for now, say I take in int if, and I say that value of if is 10, and if according to the identifier's definition is true, because I and f both are in smaller case letters, so it should be a valid identifier name. But rule 5 says that we cannot use reserved words. So if is a reserved word and rule 5 is correct, then there should be no error that should come out after printing. If this is I mean if is accepted as an identifier, and then rule 5 will be wrong, else rule 5 is correct. So if is not an identifier, as you can see, it has given 6 errors approximately. So let's, oh, I'm sorry, I have not put a semicolon over here. Let's put semicolon over there and then click save, and then again start to compile it, and we will see 6 errors again. Okay, no problem. So 6 errors in totality again. So it means we cannot use reserved words as identifiers as well. Now the sixth rule says all predefined Java class names and interface names can be used as identifiers. It means that any interface name such as runnable is an interface inside Java. If I try to use it and then there's a string which is a predefined class inside Java, and I try to use that inside my program, then it is perfectly alright to use such type of words inside the program. So if I try to print string and runnable inside the program, it should not provide me with any kind of error. So let's compile it one more time and see if it's working fine. Yeah, it's working fine. And then running will give us 333 for string and 10 for runnable. Again, a string, although defined inside java.lang.string, it can be used as an identifier, but it is not recommended to use that as an identifier because it might create confusion at a later stage of programming. Say string and then again string, if you are using, or if you're trying to use a string and then again writing down string and then giving some random values, say my name is there, my name, okay, and then I try to print my name at later point of time, and then there is also functions related with strings, then there will be a lot of confusion related to the programming, that how do I use which string is which. So it's not recommended to use predefined Java class names and interface names as identifiers, although it is perfectly alright. One more rule says that we can use any length of the identifier. Say if I use there's runnable and I just copy it many times inside the program. I think this much length is enough, and I copy it and paste it inside the printing statement, saving the file. Then there is no problem in having lengthy names of identifiers according to compilation, but when it comes to the readability of the code, the readability of code falls and maintenance of the code becomes very tough. Say at one time we get some error due to this lengthy code, then it will be very difficult for us to figure out which or at what place we have mistyped. So it's not recommended to use lengthy identifier names, although it is not a rule that it is not going to compile lengthy. We can use to a length where we can think of and where our memory space allows us to create a lengthy identifier name. So let's do a question. Which of the following are the valid Java identifiers? So in total we have studied 6 rules. So total underscore number is alright because total and number in lowercase and underscore is allowed, so this is true. Total hash is not allowed, and 1 to 3 total is not also allowed because hash is something which is not inside the list of special symbols. And the third one is starting from the digit, which is also against the rule. We have already discussed about this. Total 1 to 3 is allowed because it's perfectly alright to use digits at the end of the identifier. Underscore dollar is also allowed. To check this thing out, let me just write it down and give it some value. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to print it this time. I'm just going to compile it and save my time and yours as well. So it's compiling fine, there's no problem. Similarly, int total hash equals 90 and int total underscore number equals 90, say, and int total pound equals 80. We have discussed about these points. And then cache is also true. Underscore dollar is also true because there is no violation. It is not starting from digit, it is starting from underscore, which is perfectly alright. At symbol is not also a valid symbol. So say I write down cache equals 900 and then I declare that as an int. Apart from this, Java to share integer int are all valid, but int with small I is not valid. Remember, Java is case sensitive, so int in this case is a keyword, whereas int in this case is not a keyword. It can be a valid identifier name inside Java. So int equals to 78 or something, and then int I will be discussing int in the later session. Besides that, int is also key, as we are seeing uh, in this session. Let's just compile these and say what are the errors we are going to get. So basically, before turning on to the false, I would like to comment this wrong declarations out, so that compiler compiles fine, and then we will be uncommenting them one after the other, so it compiles fine. It means the declarations which are available inside the program right now are true. So this is true, this one is also true, and this one is also true. So int where I is in caps is also perfectly fine. It means it proving the another point that Java is case sensitive in after all. So let me delete this one and this also, and then I will go uncomment this line and check whether this pound symbol is allowed with the compiler or not, and we can see that there is an error. So let me remove this as well. So this is not allowed. After that, at symbol, we are going to see if this is allowed or not. Saving the file all the time when you change the program and recompile it each time you change it. 3, at symbol is not also allowed. So this is all about the identifiers. This is very easy topic and it doesn't require that much of a session, but let me know if there is any question related to identifiers. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day, and see you soon in the next lesson. See next